He needs the position.
Oh, Harvick spins the 18.
You know, under this current playoff format that we have, something like this was bound to happen at some point. Chase Elliott took the checkered flag at Martinsville, and Kevin Harvick, in a desperation move, only out by a point, ended up taking out Kyle Busch. I know what people have said, but I will say, this championship format causes stuff like that. Kevin Harvick, he won 9 races in 2020, and he won the regular season championship, and because he had a bad round of 8, he will not be competing for the championship next week at Phoenix. The final 4 will be Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin. I think the biggest argument, or the biggest debate that people have right now, especially it's going on Twitter, because I'm sure we're all still calming down after what happened, is the current playoff format. A lot of, people basically say motorsports shouldn't have a playoff format. Some people say that it should be changed. Some people say go back to the original points format and all that fun stuff. And the unfortunate part is, all the discussions going around social media, from Reddit to Twitter to Discord to even this video right now, this is what NASCAR wanted. This is what NASCAR wants. In all honesty, this cutoff race was the perfect race for NASCAR. And honestly, they probably won't change anything. I mean, maybe down the line we might see some sort of change, but this is the same format we've had since 2014. Well, that's without the playoff points. Playoff points began, of course, in 2017. So what's the answer here? Should NASCAR go back to the days before 2004, when it was just 36 races to a championship? Should they go back to the old Chase for the Cup format that they had? Or should they alter the current format they have? And in all honesty, each and every single one of these formats have their pros and their cons. For instance, if you go back to the original 36-point format, it will feel like a legitimate points format to some people. But this season, in this case, with Kevin Harvick having 9 wins and having an amazing average finish, he probably would have already locked up the championship, and then people would go on about how it was boring or whatever. So unfortunately, it goes back to the whole, you can't make everyone happy. You just can't. Nothing's gonna be perfect. Not to mention that NASCAR is so competitive nowadays. There are a lot of good rides. Everyone is pushing for their A game week in, week out, and that's what NASCAR wanted. Now, I will say, Martinsville is the proper cutoff race for the championship in this format. I will agree with that. I mean, we have seen tempers flare in this race in the past few years, unlike any other. And, well, tonight, no exception. So truth be told, no matter what format it is, people will be happy, people will be unhappy. But, guess what? Kevin Harvick is trending on Twitter, people are talking about it, and that's pretty much what NASCAR wanted. Maybe perhaps NASCAR is kind of like the WWE of motorsports, except that there's not really any scripting involved, because we know how the WWE is. But I'm talking about in the forms of entertainment. That NASCAR just seems to be the entertainment motorsport. I don't have a problem with it. I still want to see really good racing. That's me. I just want to see fun, safe, competitive racing, where there's all sorts of different winners. Drivers are battling for wins. 4 laps to go, I want to see like 2, 3, 4 cars fight for the win. Stuff like that. This is where I could go on about the aero package, but again, I would be going off topic, and that's not exactly what I'm talking about in this video. I'm talking about the current playoff format. I'm 50-50 on the current format. There are times where I understand it and I like it, and there are times where I don't like it. I will say that I don't blame Kevin Harvick at all for what he did. I think this current format causes drivers to do that. It's an act of desperation. Kevin Harvick was doing whatever he could to get into Championship 4. Any other driver most likely probably would have done the same thing. And unfortunately, that's what this playoff format does. I mean, one little slip up and you're now in a must-win situation, right? And this isn't the first time that Harvick has done a move like this to keep his way in for a Cup championship. And I do not want to talk about that race. I think a lot of you, if you're a Junior fan, you may remember. Yes, I know, that was 5 years ago, but I still firmly believe Dale Earnhardt Jr. should have won that race. He really should have. Okay, besides that, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video, and I want to hear what you guys think. What is the ideal playoff format and why? For me, I admit that I am conflicted. At first, yeah, I was like, yeah, I hate this format, but now I'm just like, I don't know. I really don't know, because everyone's just going to have different takes and opinions on it, and please, with the election coming up, please respect each other's opinions and do not cancel or kill people because of it. Everyone's going to have different opinions, and it's okay. It's okay to have critical thinking. It's all good. That's part of being human. I just want to make that clear. But besides that, that clears things up. I'm sorry I've been a little slow on Sunday Night Lights. I got like 3 races to go in the Cup season, and then I'm going to start putting everything together. So, before you ask, there's your update. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Who else is ready for this shit show of an election to end?